Alright, let's talk about gear. Because you don't go 20,000 kilometers on a 50cc scooter without putting a lot of thought into your gear. So up to this point, I've been working on this for over a year, and it'll be about a year and a half by the time I take off in June. So I've thought about a lot of different aspects of gear, and it kind of breaks down into about 6 main categories. First is your essentials. So this is toothbrush, passport, deodorant, medication, anything like that that you need anytime you travel anywhere or travel internationally specifically. The next one is clothes. So this can be just the clothes you're wearing day to day when you're not on the scooter, so socks, underwear, t-shirts, whatever it is. But then it can also be the layers and what you're going to wear when you're riding as well. I'm Canadian, but I live in New Zealand. One of the best fabrics that we have here is merino wool. So I take that every time I travel. It's the best for, you can layer it up or layer it down depending on how hot or cold it is. So that's my garment of choice when I go on any adventure, and this one's no different. Just stuff that's quick drying, doesn't smell after long periods of use, and it's just going to be so I can pack light and just keep everything to a minimum. So the next one is riding gear. And riding gear is, aside from the layers that you'd be wearing underneath, it's more looking at the jacket, the helmet, the pants, the boots. So, first thing being the helmet, I decided on going with a modular helmet where the face component can come up all the way. So it makes drinking from a Camelback easier when you're on the go. You can flip it up, just have a drink. But the other thing is, too, I'm going to be crossing lots of borders. I'm going to be talking to a lot of police. I'm going to be talking to a lot of border control. So it'd be nice to just flip it up. You can have a conversation instead of having to take your helmet all the way off. Next is a riding jacket. So I thought a bit about that, and I didn't need full leathers or anything crazy like most people would run, considering I'm only going about 45 kilometers an hour. But I got a very basic riding jacket, and so that's all I need to get the job done. But it's not going to be too crazy, and it's not going to be too hot or anything like that either. Then be pants. So the pants are one exception where I didn't buy anything that's actually made for motorcycles. I actually just had some spare work pants laying around, and I stitched in some protection into the knees and into the hips to just give me a bit more in the event that I did fall off or was hit and fell to the ground or something. And then as far as the boots go, I'm just running my regular hiking boots, nothing too crazy there, but it's just easy, they're comfortable, I know I can wear them for hours and hours and not get any blisters. So that kind of rounds out riding gear, which is fairly straightforward. The next one is securing and repairing. So securing can just be like this here. So one strap keeps your fuel bladder on, or it could be something more like your saddlebags. So what kind of saddlebags you go with, whether it's a hard shell style or soft shell. And I put a lot of consideration into that as well. Overall, it's just seeing what I can take on and off easily, and which I could carry into a hotel each night and take back and put on the next morning. Lots of other things too, like the phone mount. Just, what kind of style, where it goes, whether it can clip on the handlebars or anything like that. So a bit of thought into that as well. Probably the bigger part of that is the repairing side of things. So it's what tools do I need to carry to repair anything that I'm going to come across along the way. So this could be breakdowns, things going wrong, whatever, or it could just be kind of scheduled routine maintenance because I'm going to be doing on maintenance as I'm going. So that's changing air filters, changing oil, brake pads if needed, changing belts at their service interval, all that kind of stuff. The next category would be filming. For me, the easiest thing was GoPro. I use them in my skydiving and my regular personal life, so I'm very familiar with them. I know how they work. But it was also looking at how I mounted that. So a couple of options would be mounting it on the front here, mounting it on the head on the helmet, or going with a wrist mount. And so the solution that I ended up with was wrist mount. The benefit of that is I can look at it, I can turn it on, I can swivel it around, I can move my arm around and film different things around me and outside of me. The disadvantage of putting it on the front is that it only looks forward. It's pretty easy for me to click it and stop it, but it's really only seeing whatever the bike's seeing. And sometimes there might be something you want to see off to the side. So that didn't really work. The thing with the helmet is it makes you bigger and bulkier and sticks up a bit, and then I can start it or stop it, but I can't really know how long it's been recording or whatever, and so some of that can just get a bit annoying when you can't just look at the screen So in the end, that's why I landed on the wrist mount. I thought it was just kind of the easiest way to solve the problem. And it's just what I got comfortable with as I trained throughout New Zealand. So the last category is food. And this is what you need to carry throughout the day to keep you going. The biggest thing to me is hydration. So I did plenty of rides to figure out how much I needed and what I needed. And basically what I landed on is every day I'll leave with 3 liters of electrolytes in my pack. And most days I'll get through that, maybe a bit more, a bit less, depending on how hot the day is and where I'm at. But that's one thing that I know. Every night I'm going to have that filled up, so when I leave in the morning, I'm good to go. The other part is food, so like the actual solid food that you eat along the way. And I'm not bringing too much. Most of the spots I'll be able to get snacks or lunch along the way. And then each night I'll end up at a hotel somewhere in the city where I'll be able to find food around there. But the backups that I have are a couple boxes of muesli bars I'll carry with me and just go through those as I need them. And then whenever I need to replenish that, stop at the supermarket, top up on those. I'm also going to carry just a little bit of trail mix, something good, energy dense. You can have that, can keep you going for a long time. And another one that I'll have with me are some instant smoothies. So basically add water, shake it up, give it a drink, and that will just help you go for another couple hours of whatever you need to get to the next town until you can find proper food. Anyway, this is kind of a high-level overview of the gear and the different components of gear that I'm going to be carrying with me for 3 months while I'm driving around on a scooter just like this. So have a think. How would you do it? Put it in the comments. Maybe ask me some other things. Have I thought about this? What would you bring? Yeah, love to hear it. Also, for anyone who wants to follow along, I'll put a link in the description, so that'll have my website, which has the whole route map, the day-to-day city schedule, and tracking links, so you can see where I'm at. Anywhere in the world, you just click, it'll pop up, and you'll see where I'm at on the scooter at any given day. So follow along, and thanks for watching.